I have to go to the doctor, and that's pretty soon, and it really sucks. And I look at some of my old videos, and I've been working on a new video. Uh, yeah, and so basically I thought, well, maybe I could have some of the feelings about going to the doctor, but I only have 45 minutes before I go to the doctor, before I have to leave. And I mean, not that it takes much effort to do this, but I don't know. Anyway, so I had to get an ultrasound because they did one ultrasound because of my stomach hurting, and they said there were some areas that they weren't clear on, but it wasn't urgent. But I was out of town. I was living in another city, so it wasn't urgent. So I didn't have to get it right away. But whenever I came back, I should get the ultrasound. Just tell them that you told me to get an ultrasound. So I called, and I came back to town, and they hadn't really made that clear. And so I just showed up, and I went to the doctor, and he was like, "Well, you're supposed to be getting an ultrasound, and you don't really need to be in my office." So then another 6 months went by, and so I called them back, and they said, "Well, you can't get an ultrasound without seeing the doctor first." And so, it's been a while, and so I can't get an ultrasound without seeing the doctor first. Last time I saw him, he said, "You don't really need to be here. You should be getting the ultrasound. I'm sorry for the mix-up. You shouldn't have been seeing me. You should have been seeing the ultrasound specialist." And I originally called him. He used to come on Saturdays only. It's in-house. That's why it's cheap. And then said, "Well, no, you should come on." And he's now changed to Tuesdays. And anyway, that's the doctor. And I don't really like doctors. I think I'm a hypochondriac, and so I'm a hypochondriac, and I don't like going to the doctor. I don't particularly like my doctor. Not because he's a bad man, just because he knows my father, and I just don't feel comfortable with him. I need to have my own doctor. I just don't have the medical insurance. I mean, I have medical insurance paid for by me, but set up by my father. And the doctor is set up by my father, but I don't need to switch. It's just, I try to avoid the doctor because I really don't have a whole lot of money. And when I do get the bills, my parents help me out by paying for those bills, although I pay the insurance. But I don't try to go to the doctor that often. Anyway, so I have to go and drive 30 minutes for a visit, which is pointless because I just can't make the appointment clerk say that I need an ultrasound. Even though I need an ultrasound, I lost a sheet of paper that said the direct lingo, and so maybe I'm just trying to get an ultrasound like a weird person for no reason, and she's protecting them from that. I don't know. I didn't argue for very long. I just said, okay, I'll go tomorrow. And anyway, now it's about 45 minutes away, and I don't really want to go. I don't want to be in the same room with that guy. I don't want to go to the doctor. In other news, I have yet another crush, and I need to tell somebody that. And all the people I want to tell that, I don't know if I should, some of them, I just don't know if I should be talking to them about that. So I was going to call a former crush and tell her about my current crush, and in one way it would be a coded way of admitting to her that I had a crush on her, something which I'm sure she knows. And I don't know if that's really the healthiest or smartest thing to do, but in some ways I think it's a good thing to do, to kind of, even on a coded level, just admit to that girl that, hey, I thought you were awesome and I wasted a lot of time. And I'm just trying to avoid wasting a lot of time with the ups and downs of being attracted to someone and not being able to tell them that I'm attracted to them, and them knowing it or not knowing it, and them being attracted to me or not being attracted to me being too afraid of them or afraid of the situation to even say that. It's a very typical thing that I do and have done for years. I've wasted an amazing amount of time doing this and doing that. Yeah. So there's that. It's exciting. I've put, I'm sorry for the lack of animation here. But I don't know. I think I've recorded a lot of video blogs that I never put up, and some of them I think were good. I've recorded me singing a song that I like. I've recorded myself in the other city that I went to for a long time. I lived in another city for basically a year this year to try to get out of here. I finally traveled. I finally left. I finally got out, and I did a lot of good there. Even though, I mean, my problem was that I got a shitty job, which was a good shitty job, and it was kind of grueling and masochistic, but it was purposeful, and I enjoyed it. In some ways, it was so much more honest than computer programmer work. It was a restaurant job, and it was in a hospital, and I really liked how cruel it was, and I liked how draining it was, and I liked just having a place to go and then leave and not think about it. And I liked the bonding with my coworkers who were like an ex-Marine, and a very lonely teenager was my boss, and a very sensitive, lonely teenager that I thought I was just like, he got really crushed by the job, but he was amazing. He needed some perspective on how his job shouldn't be tormenting him at 18 years old, or however old he was, but he was a great guy, and all these great people, and these great nurses and hospital workers, and all these people who were just simply amazing. But then I ran out of money, and also realized that I was in a dead-end job for a year in the band that I was trying to be in. I needed to take a break from, even though, you know, we played 2 shows, and one of them went horribly and one of them went well, and I don't know, it was a worthwhile experience, but I came back here, and now it's just the same endless swamp of days, and I need to, I'm trying to get out of it. I'm doing projects that I feel are very necessary and very good. It's just taking me a while to get them done. It's just taking me a while to get them done, and it's moving slowly, but I'm getting it done. And as soon as I get it done, I'm out of here again. I'm heading towards a real job, wherever I can find it, some type of job that I can stand, where you wake up in the morning and you want to do it. So that's that. Yep. Sorry about the buzzing of this camera. I have a camera and it has buzz, and it's the only camera I have, and I don't have a whole lot of money right now, so I'm not going to spend money on a nice mic. I have the ability to take out the buzz in an odd after effect, but I don't know if it really works very well. So there's that, and wow, well, at least I spoke of some spirit. I really don't want to go to the doctor right now. I'm thinking of calling and canceling. And, you know, on some level it is hypochondria, but on another level my stomach, my rib cage, in between my rib cage, is really sore, and it's been sore for over a year. And he wanted to check out on my kidney, make sure it was a little bit fuzzy or something. But I really don't want to get an ultrasound. God damn it. I mean, I want to get an ultrasound, but I just don't want to go in there and just sit there and have him express that disappointment again about my not really need to be there. I don't want to pay the money for being there again. I feel frustrated that I can't get the clerk to say, you know, hey, this is red tape. I feel like I just watched The Wire last night, and I should hurry this up because I just realized my account is only 10 minutes. Recently I figured that out. I should have gotten a director account before they closed it out, before you can't get director accounts anymore. But so I watched The Wire, and it is very much about humans conspiring to make their bureaucracies and institutions hard for each other. It's the common acknowledged theme of that show, and so yeah, it's unfair that I can't, that I have to keep going back through the same cycle just because I've been in another city, and there's no way of avoiding the disappointment and the awkwardness of interacting with that doctor, unless I want to spend money, which I don't want to spend, waste money that I could spend on things that I love, on avoiding red tape.